Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the SIS Faculty Procession. And now, welcoming your MCs for the evening. First up, Mr. Lim Yi Sheng. And next is actually just me. We had no grand intro or song like the other MC, so we just have to do this ourselves.
And Martin forgot to introduce himself, so that's Martin.
All right, hello ladies and gentlemen. How are you all feeling today? Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, first of all, we would like to welcome all our guests of honors here today. We have Mr. Kung Hock Yun, Assistant Chief Executive Officer for IDA.
We also have Mr. Robert Yap, Deputy Chairman and Executive Director, Y3 Technologies and ASEAN Business Advisory Council member.
Of course, in our presence here today is also the SMU President, Professor Arnold de Meyer, as well as guests, parents, our founding Dean, Professor Stephen Miller. Yeah, make some noise. Not forgetting our professors, and most importantly, these people are the most important.
Of course, us.
Us!
The graduating batch of SIS students. Come on, make some
Make noise for yourselves!
Welcome to SIS Commencement 2016.
Yep, just in case you didn't catch it, his name is Isheng.
His name is Martin.
And we are MCs for today. So they wanted to clap some more for us.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, but nonetheless, you saw the earlier montage here today, of course, done by the very talented Alvin Ng. Really brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it, Yisha?
Yes, truly. FYP, those lonely nights, SE lab tests. You know, Martin is the happiest to graduate. He thought he never would. He was the last for all the lab tests. I remember the professor setting aside a day for you, or is that not true?
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, Isha. Thank you so much. And of course, this guy, the most talented guy who won the SMU Valedictorian.
Yeah, thank you.
You know why they pause or not? Because they only know valedictorian. They say, SMU Salas, you see me?
Yeah, so we got extreme ends of the spectrum.
Well, okay, moving on with the start of today. First up, we would like to invite our SMU President, Professor Arnold de Meyer, up on stage to say a few words. President, please.
Good afternoon to all of you, and for many of you for the second time, good afternoon, welcome, and congratulations. I'm not going to give the same speech twice. And you wonder maybe why I am here, because normally this should be an event for the school itself and for the dean. And it's not only because SIS graduation ceremonies have the image and the name, the reputation that they are the most fun of the 6 schools. But I wanted to be here for a very special occasion. This is indeed, as was already mentioned at other times, the last commencement for Professor Stephen Miller in his capacity as founding dean of the School of Information Systems. And without him, we wouldn't be here, right? As a founding dean, he's the reason why you have a School of Information Systems. And given the fact that he steps down, or has stepped down a few days ago, I wanted to be here to pay a very special tribute to him. As is fitting at an occasion like that, you need to speak a little bit about his career. The problem is that with Steve Miller, when you start talking about his career, you could go on for hours, because he's done so many different things. He's one of the few people that has 26 hours in a day and 8 days in a week, at least from the number of emails I get from him, judging from that. So it would be impossible to mention everything. And so I'm going to make a very sort of a sample of a few things that I actually appreciated very much in what he has been doing. Steve, my apologies for that beforehand, that I will forget so many other good things about you. You guess probably that Professor Stephen Miller was the first employee, not of SMU, but in the new Infocom school at the end of November 2002. So he has been with us almost 14 years. He created the school, together, of course, with a team of faculty members, but the first cohort of SIS undergraduates joined in August 2003. with only 93 students, all undergraduates of the pioneer intake. Just compare that to today. Starting this August, SIS will have 1,075 undergraduate students over the 4 years, of course, over 280 students in the Masters in Information Technology and Business, over 70 PhD students, and over 10 research master students, making it a total of more than 1,430 students, from 93 to 1,430 students. It's a phenomenal growth. And at the same time, also the number of faculty members increased from 7 at the start of academic year 2003 to 52 full-time faculty positions currently. As I said, the growth is very, very impressive. And we are all very proud about what SIS has been achieving. Of course, having so many students in the courses translates into a growing number of alumni, of which you are a part of today, right? At the end of this current academic year, SIS will have just under 2,000 undergraduate alumni and just over 500 postgraduate alumni. But one of the statistics I am, as a president, really happy about is that many of your seniors became entrepreneurs. Nearly 50% of all SMU student startups come from SIS. And actually, you're only 14% of the total undergraduate student body. So you are really not overrepresented, but overachieving, or your seniors have been overachieving in setting up companies. And I can only encourage you to follow their example. Whether it's now or in a few years from now, we will see. Coincidentally, by the way, the first cohort of our 4-year SIS undergraduates finished their degree program in July 2007. That means that this is the 10th graduation cycle of SIS 4-year undergrads. One of the things that is important to the School of Information Systems is that we have a very strong partnership with many universities, but I want to single out Carnegie Mellon University. That collaboration started already in December 2002 and continues to this day. During the early days of SIS, the partnership with CMU focused on support for faculty recruitment, faculty mentoring, and curriculum development. But that relationship has evolved, has grown, has matured into a very deep research partnership through the Living Analytics Research Center, and some of you have had the opportunity to go to Carnegie Mellon for part of your studies. We're also proud that from its inception, SIS has developed very strong ties with industry to provide innovative learning and project experiences spanning both education and research. This has included efforts as the Joint Solution Center with IBM, that's a long time ago at the Bukatima campus, but also many joint industry initiatives at our new campus, new at Bras Basar, including the Standard Chartered SMU Innovation Lab, the Alexandra Health SMU Transformation Lab, the SAS SMU Enterprise Analytics Lab, the Tata Consulting Services SMU ICT Lab, the DHL SMU Green Transformation Lab, and the DBS SMU Life Analytics Lab, and many more interactions with industry, too numerous to mention. Many of you have been benefiting or suffering from it because you had to do projects in the context of these labs together with industry. I'm also always very interested in your SIS undergraduate capstone project, known as IS 480, which has evolved into a hallmark experience for our bachelor degree students. IS 480 has become, I would almost say, a Singapore institution in its own right, and has created information systems for hundreds of Singapore organizations across the private, the public, and the non-profit sector. The first IS 480 project started in academic year 2005, and now you, as graduates, regularly deliver over 50 of those projects per year. I single it out because as a president, I'm very much supporting and stimulating experiential learning. learning through projects, learning through experiences. And this SIS IS 480 project course was probably SMU's first large-scale example of the type of integrative, interdisciplinary, project-based learning that we now refer to as SMUX. It is worth mentioning also that currently the School of Information Systems has SMU's single largest postgraduate program. MITB was started in academic year 2007 with a focus on financial services. Then it was still Masters of Information Technology and Banking. The B allowed us to go to business. But it started with that financial services, technology and operations. The analytics track was launched in January 2011, and the financial services analytics will be launched in August 2016. All of these MITB tracks have been the first of their kind in Singapore and in Asia. The original MITB track on financial services is now being refocused, as I said, on financial technology and that very fashionable topic of fintech. I would also say as a president that one of Professor Miller's remarkable achievements as a dean is that he has created the conditions for the faculty to jumpstart a series of major research programs funded from external sources. He has been SMU's executive champion for two of the university's areas of excellence, such as analytics for business, consumer and social insights, and urban management and sustainability. And at the end of June 2016, the cumulative contracts for funding received by SIS from all external R&D sources have exceeded 105 million Singapore dollars. Most of this external R&D funding was awarded to SIS from calendar year 2011 onwards, both from Singapore government funding sources such as the first phase of LARC, but also other large grants such as Live Labs, and more recently perhaps with industry such as the Fujitsu SMU Urban Computing and Engineering Unison Corp Lab. We also have the Secure Mobile Center. SIS was also able to secure substantial levels of additional R&D funding from other government agencies and from industry for research projects and also for student innovation projects aligned with the education programs. This additional R&D support came in from A-STAR, Defense Sciences Organization, Alexander Health, Standard Chartered, Tata Consulting Services, DHL, Ping An Reinsurance, DBS, NEC, and many others. But that's sort of the official part of the CV that I wanted to mention. I want also to mention a few personal remarks about Steve Miller's. I don't know where he gets the energy and can just only be jealous. As I said, he seems to have 26 hours in a day and 8 days in a week and gets an incredible amount of work done. You should see the emails that I receive at 3 o'clock at night. But knowing that he is an information systems professor, maybe he has a trick to pretend that they are sent at 3 o'clock at night. But at the same time, what I've noticed is that he cares for people, for the students and faculty alike. I was at, with the same MCs actually, I was at a celebration at the end of June when SIS was giving a sort of a thank you to Steve Miller. And what struck me at that celebration was that there is a very strong sense of family and community within the school. A spirit of creative exploration and problem solving. As I said, an emphasis on project-based learning, on teamwork and project management, and a very strong culture of peer support, peer-to-peer learning, and student-faculty personal interaction. All these good things that Steve Miller has been doing for SMU and SIS have been recognized, also outside the university. And in 2014, he received for his contributions the Public Administration Medal Silver from the government for his public service contributions relating to establishing SMU's School of Information Systems and strengthening SMU's research administration capabilities. He's a fellow member of Singapore Computer Society since February 2014 and the chair of the Computing Research Association Dean's Group this academic year. And he is still very active in public service. He was appointed member of Singapore's Data Protection Advisory Committee and serves on various advisory panels and committees under Singapore's Ministry of Communication Information, Ministry of National Development, and the National Research Foundation. He provides inputs on Infocom R&D, analytics R&D, cybersecurity, services and digital economy, and linking Infocom capabilities with urban challenges, including aging, university-industry government collaborations, and the Infocom, I should now say, human capital development, or manpower development. For all that hard work, and it's actually only scratching the surface that I've been doing, I would like to invite you to give a very, very warm round of applause to Steve Miller. Steve, stand up. Of course, when somebody is going, there is a commencement, right? There's somebody new coming in. And this is for me then also an occasion to welcome Professor Pang Hui Hua as Professor Miller's successor as Dean of the School of Information System. Hui Hua has been with us since 2005, July 2005. Before that, he was with the A-Star Institute of Infocom Research. At SMU, he has already played a very central role in supporting the development and the growth of the PhD programs at the university. He served as PhD program director at SIS from 2006 to 2014 and took on additional responsibilities as director and later dean for postgraduate research at the university level from 2011 onwards. So many of the PhD students will know him as a leader of the PhD program. He has a very wide range of research interests, and when I look at his CV, I see publications on data security and privacy, database systems, information retrieval and multimedia analytics, spatial and context-aware data management, recommender systems, and preference analytics. And the strength of his research is evident from his very strong portfolio of research papers and 14 patents. He's highly regarded in his professional area and has served in program committees of prestigious conferences such as the ACM SIGMOD, very large databases, and IEEE International on Data Engineering. And I would like to welcome, already now since a few days, but I would like to welcome Professor Pang, not to the school or SMU because he has been with us for a long time, but I would like to welcome him as a dean of the School of Information System. And I wish him all the best, and I hope you will do so too, in growing SIS on the strong platform that was built under Professor Miller's leadership. And I look forward to work with you, Hui Hua. Let's give Hui Hua a warm round of applause too. You may think that's not for me because the dean is Steve Miller, and now I'm going, and that's the dean for the juniors, but you are alumni. So he's going to be the dean of the school that you are the alumni from, right? Work with him. We need projects from you for the future students. Now, let me finish here by once again congratulating all the graduates here today, both undergraduates, graduates or bachelor's degree, and the master's and PhD students who are graduating today. I don't know, but some of you may have read in a recent interview in the Straits Times that I was asked what I would study if I were once again 20 years old. I actually didn't hesitate and mentioned that I'm very interested in the potential of machine learning and its applications to society. That suggests that if I would be your age or a little bit younger, and I would have to choose where to go and study, I would apply to SIS. Don't tell that to the other schools, right? I think you really have chosen a great area to work in and to grow in. And I wish all of you a very successful life of careers. Not one career, many careers. I really look forward, as I said an hour or two ago, I look forward to see you all very, very successful. And I hope that you will make a difference to society. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Arnold de Meyer.
Wow, he could be part of us, Martin.
All right, so right now, we would like to invite our founding dean, Professor Stephen Miller, up on stage for a few words. Please give him a big round of applause.
I just want to thank our President de Meyer for your comments and for getting us started. We will move on because we have our guest speakers, and I'll make a few comments at the end. And with that, over to our MCs.
Those are few words, Martin. Very few.
Wow, really, when he says a few words, he truly kept to his promise. Well, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, right now, SMU President Arnold de Meyer will now take his leave.
Thank you, Professor Arnold de Meyer, for being with us here today.
Okay, so now our first awards for today, this is now the presentation of awards, recognizes individuals from each cohort, meaning our juniors, basically. Juniors.
1, 2, 3 more years.
All right, but nonetheless, it is to recognize them for their hard work that they put in across the year.
Yes, these students are here because they perform better than Martin, which is why they're invited. No, I'm kidding.
But not better than you, right?
Yeah.
Show off this guy. This SMU Valedictorian says
Right.
this. Nobody know how to
yeah.
pronounce your title, you understand, no?
Very
okay.
Okay, so first up, we have our SIS Outstanding First Year Student Award, which will go to Wong Wai Tak.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Wong Wai Tak. Coming up next, the Philip Kwa SIS Outstanding Second Year Student Award goes to Clarence Nor Peng Yu.
If I'm not wrong, he received last year's SIS Outstanding First Year Student Award.
Yeah, if he goes next year, it's a hat trick.
So next, we have our SIS Outstanding Third Year Student Award, which will go to Sean Tay Chi Tong.
And the next few awards recognize the top performers from the graduating BSc ISM class. First up is the Paul S. Goodman Learning Innovation Award. We have two winners that are joining us on stage. Together, they are Lam Ki Wei and Sulovna Susan. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together.
Kiwei recently came back from his fast track at CMU.
Yeah, Carnegie Mellon.
For once, he actually looks shy. For once.
And right next, ladies and gentlemen, is the DBS Bank School Valedictorian Award in Information Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Kong Yu Ning.
Thank you, Professor Miller. We would like to invite you back to your seat.
Once again, a big congratulations to all the winners here today, and not forgetting the two winners of the Circle Awards, No Junta and Tay Karwan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause as well. Yep. And not forgetting, I've said this throughout the whole night, but this guy, it's been a long time since SMU had somebody up on the stage taking the top two prizes earlier today. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend, SMU Valedictorian Lim Yi Sheng.
Thank you.
And because this was highly requested by the faculty and actually some staff, and he does not know what is going to happen now, he was given a chance to do his speech earlier. How many of you would like to hear him say just a few words? So for the first time, let's see what you can do. You have 30 seconds. Because we're running out of time, sorry. 30 seconds. Lee Wee Sheng, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate Martin. Wow. I never thought this would happen. Well, first of all, I guess I'd like to thank my family for being there for me. Most of all, my sister. She was the one who put me through my first year of college. Without her, I don't think I would even be here. Yeah, so and next of all, I think I'm quite an average guy actually. So despite what Martin has said, I'm only here because of people like you, all the graduates of 2016. I have spent a long time at SMU and I've discussed things with you and I've learned so much from you. Most of all, I've learned from like say Kiwei, Yusan, Andre. Yeah, I mean, they took care of me on CMU. I mean, when I fell sick one day with 40 degrees Celsius, they still came over, helped me out, gave me medicine, took care of me. They really are like a family. And I guess the President Arnold Diniel was right, that SIS really has a family here, and it was here that I managed to grow as a person, and I'd like to thank you all. And I apologize for not getting valedictorian, I guess. I tried. Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Wee Sheng, well done, well done.
Okay, now we're off that.
Yeah, now we're moving past that.
Yeah, but apart from me, those are really major names for us to look out for in the future, Martin.
Yeah, really major names. So just in case if you ever do get your big fancy cars and everything, do remember me because I sell car insurance. Just buy some policies for me. Thank you very much. All right.
We truly have people from all walks of life. But talking about big names, Martin, we actually have one of the biggest names in our house. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big warm welcome to our guest of honor, Mr. Kung Hock Yun, Assistant Chief Executive Officer, IDA, for him to give us his address.
Mr. Kung, please.
Professor Stephen Miller, Vice Provost Research, Singapore Management University, Professor Pang Wee-Wah, Dean, School of Information Systems, Mr. Robert Yap Min Choi, Deputy Chairman and Executive Director, Y3 Technologies and ASEAN Business Advisory Council member, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. To all the graduates, a very hearty congratulations for reaching another milestone in your life. This is also a special day to show gratitude to your families who have supported you and cheered you on over the years. Worried you may not have enough sleep or worried that you may not be fit and ready for your exams, now they may heave a sigh of relief. And do not forget your professors, lecturers, and tutors who have nurtured your minds and abilities to prepare you for the next phase in your life. SMU is renowned for its broad-based curriculum, a collaborative project-based and interactive approach to learning, where students learn to live and learn in groups. Students are socialized differently through this learning approach. SMU has made a name for itself, not only amongst academics, but also with employers. For a young university, SMU is already amongst the top Asian universities. You should be very proud to be associated with SMU and to be part of its alumni. I would like to thank your founding Dean and Vice Provost Research, Professor Steve Miller, for inviting me to grace this occasion. It is also mostly because of him that we at IDA have collaborated with SMU on many projects since its founding days. Perhaps it is a little known fact that IDA was one of the first, if not the first, to fund an SMU research project on the economics of grid computing. Being a younger university, my sense is SMU has been a university that sought to positively differentiate itself. From the outset, SMU decided to set up an IT school to help integrate the disciplines of computing, social science, and management. And also in those early days when ID created the National Infocom Scholarship Fast Track Program to pave the way for scholars to obtain both Infocom Infocom-related bachelor's and master's degrees via an accelerated path. SMU, through Professor Miller, was the first to come on board to implement the SMU CMU, or Carnegie Mellon University Fast Track program that provides a quicker path to attaining a bachelor's and master's degrees from SMU and Carnegie Mellon University, respectively. I'm quite proud to say that we have already supported 43 scholars, of whom 31 have since graduated and are working in companies like Accenture, PayPal, and NCS as technology analysts, management associates, and much more. Now, due to its strong Asian and community links, SMU also has participated in ID's Code for Charity initiative, which is part of ID's Code at SG movement. With Professor Miller's support, SMU students helped create programming challenges for your open house, during which members of the public undertook various challenges to raise money for the needy. SMU students also helped the Dyslexia Association of Singapore to develop a student management system which has since been adopted and is still being used to manage the students and their learning progress. SMU has also been ID's partner in continuous professional development. Professor Miller was personally involved in the establishment of the Financial IT Academy, or FITA, on 28 April 2013 at SMU. This is a collaborative effort by SMU, IDA, and the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, to create an academy that is the lead provider to design and deliver quality training programs for technology and operations professionals in the financial services industry in Singapore. Now, the world is becoming more digitally enabled and driven. The digital economy is growing by leaps and bounds. According to the OECD, amongst its leading countries, 90% of its internet users bank and 80% shop online. They anticipate by 2022 that there will be 14 billion connected devices within the homes of their member countries. As a result of this evolution, even the banks are beginning to see themselves as technology companies. Now, while the internet boom and bust of the early 2000s prematurely announced the era of digital disruption, the last 20-plus years of global digital infrastructure transformation was needed for this digital disruption to really take off, and economies are fundamentally being reshaped now. Through our Smart Nation initiative, Singapore will be well placed to take advantage of such changes for the benefit of our nation, our citizens, and our businesses. For example, for the Smart Nation, connectivity is key. Singapore's connectivity is now ultra-high-speed broadband enabled and pervasive. Singapore's next-generation nationwide broadband network of NGNBN that won an award for one of the top 50 engineering feats of Singapore prepared Singapore for this new digital age. And over 80% of Singapore residents are now using this NGNBN. Also, mobile apps are now part and parcel of our lives as well. Commerce and businesses are now more connected electronically. So the growth of a sharing economy is one of the early digital disruptors. The world's largest taxi company owns no taxis. That's Uber. The world's largest accommodation provider owns no real estate. That's Airbnb. The world's largest phone companies own no telecoms infrastructure. That's Skype or WeChat. The world's largest movie house owns no cinemas. That's Netflix. The world's most valuable retailer has no inventory. That's Alibaba. That is why 4 out of the 5 most valuable brands in the world, according to a 2015 Interbrand Global Survey, were Apple, Google, IBM, and Microsoft. So as Singapore continues on a journey towards a smart nation, the demand for Infocom professionals will only increase, not only for the Infocom sector, but also in all other sectors like finance, healthcare, logistics, wholesale and retail, manufacturing, education, real estate. And as you graduate, you can join the sector that is what is many people consider the bright spot, even amidst the economic headwinds caused by the digital disruptions and political uncertainties around the world. There are plenty of exciting ICT jobs waiting for you, but competition is very keen. As SMU graduates, just as your alma mater, you will need to find ways to positively differentiate yourselves, to provide a unique value proposition that the market needs. 2, to have strong Asian and community links, because you should tap into Asia, which is the growth market, and you can only succeed if those around you are also doing well. And thirdly, strive for continuous professional development, because technology changes so quickly that you must continuously learn and hone your skills. Let me elaborate on the last point about continuous learning. You may be relieved that you are done with learning exams, but if you're going to be part of a team to help propel Singapore into the future, to be more competitive, to play a part to use technology to make the world a better place, to have good jobs, then continuous learning is a must, because you are about to join the fastest growing sector in the world, and some of what you may have learned may already be obsolete. The real training begins when you embark on your career, where you may get to build complex technology systems, develop cutting-edge solutions, or analyze key business data and create new ways of delivering value. You may spend a few years honing your technical skills in development and analytics, and then advance into the broader roles in project management, or even start your own company. But because you spend time understanding the nuts and the bolts, you are much better able to understand how to quickly build and make things to meet the needs of the world. I started my life at the Ministry of Defense as an electrical and electronics engineer. And just when I thought I had learned a lot, I was assigned to work with an international company to build fighter aircraft flight simulators for RSAF. I had to do a 1-year postgraduate level course on aeronautics engineering, and also learn the mechanical engineering aspects of fighter aircraft, such as how the engines work and how the pneumatic systems function. Despite being thrown into the deep end, I found myself enjoying the new learning experience. I also got to fly various fighter aircraft in a flight simulator, of course. And just when I thought I had learned a lot, I was given an opportunity to work on developing major extensions to a real-time computer operating system, delving into low-level code, that is machine assembly language. It was tough initially, but I got into the swing of things. I enjoyed the work so much that I would continue working with reams and reams of operating system code while having my meals at home. And just when I thought I had learned a lot, I moved on to computer systems architecture and design and program management. I was asked to design and implement the world's first nationwide command and control simulator system for our Air Force. I knew very little of command and control system, but I ended up co-leading an international team of 18 consultants, designing the hardware and software to put it all together. And just when I thought I had learned a lot, I joined the world of electronic design automation, or EDA. EDA is an engineering field that creates software to help engineers design analog and digital electronic systems like integrated circuits, printed circuit boards, and sub-assemblies of electronic systems for things like cordless phone, and we used to use cordless phones. So cordless phones, hand phones, telecom space stations, satellite electronics, SCADA systems. And we were able to design electronic systems fully in software, even running and debugging firmware on simulated hardware, watching how the firmware interacts with the hardware signals. I eventually became the engineering director and subsequently the general manager of the business unit. And just when I thought I had learned a lot, I rejoined government, joining ID when it was formed. The internet then was still its infancy in 2000, but nevertheless technology continued to move and change at a relentless pace. Now I'm dealing with technology and at the industry and national level, and I continue to learn a lot. My takeaway from all these years in the industry is that technology will keep growing and evolving. So we need to keep up or get left behind. It is hard to believe that your smartphone was developed less than 10 years ago. The technology behind application development and its business models are equally young. Entering this sector means constant upgrading to ensure you remain relevant and competitive to keep pace with the ever-changing demands of the digital workplace. Well, fortunately, you are very fortunate. The government knows the importance of technology and the need for technologies to spearhead our growth into new business frontiers. The government has and is continuing to ramp up efforts that support professionals stay updated with Infocom technical skills that are in demand. ID recently launched a Technology Skills Accelerator, or TESA for short, to better link market demand for technical skills and the availability of skilled technologies. For polytechnic and university graduates early in their working experience, ID has partnered with various major companies on our company-led training program, or CLT, to enable graduates to develop the necessary skills in high-demand fields like cybersecurity and data analytics. In addition, IDA has also extended our SITREP program with heavily co-funds courses and certifications in highly demanded technology areas for both students and professionals alike. For pre-graduates, IDA has the Industry Preparation for Pre-Graduates program, or IPREP, which gives opportunities to students to gain industry exposure and experience to technology courses and certification, as well as internship opportunities with various industry partners who are collaborating with IDA on this. You can, of course, get more information by visiting our Infocom talent portal for more information. So the opportunities are out there. The potential for change, for growth, and transformation are abundant. It takes all kinds of people to make Smart Nation work. The question then is, when and how are you going to take advantage of them? In the F1 industry, the people in charge always have one thing in mind. It's known as the F1 question. They constantly look to new technology solutions to which they will ask, what will this make the car go faster? Someone may suggest that they hire this or that person, to which they will also ask, how will he or she make the car go faster? So when you're entering this new and exciting digital future, ask yourself, what is your F1 question? I wish all of you a challenging and fruitful career, to live a life with exemplary personal values, and to have time with your families and loved ones. Because at the end of the day, that is what we work and live for. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kong, for that thought-provoking speech. Truly, we are on the brink, Martin, of a brave new world.
Please stay on stage because we would like to invite you to present a few awards.
First of all, we have an IDA Top Student Award. We should go out to Su Shiyan. However, she's unable to make it today due to work commitments. For the next one, we'll have the MITB Outstanding Student Award. We'll give it to Call Lee Wen Leona from Financial Services.
Please give Call Lee Wen Leona a big round of applause.
The other recipient of the award is actually Zhuang Xinmin from Analytics. However, he's unable to come due to work commitments.
Well, but the next up we have is Eddie Chua Outstanding Student Award in Social and Contextual Analytics. And we have David Raymond Wan Sai Cheong. A big congratulations to David Raymond. Thank you so much, Mr. Kung, for presenting the awards. We'd like to invite you back to your seats.
Well, Martin,
Yes, Yisheng.
do you know that we are probably not the happiest people here today?
Wait. How can we not be the happiest people? I mean, just look, see the guys smile, they're so big.
No. You have to look at them, man. Our parents, they're the happiest people, Martin. You know why?
Why?
No more school fees to pay.
Ah.
Look at them crying, shedding tears. You know why? Now they can look at the CPF statement and just go, now no more deduction. Plus now I can get interest rates some more. Good.
Really, but ladies and gentlemen, we really have to thank our parents. So please join me in giving a big round of applause once again to all our parents here today. Thank you so much.
In fact, Martin, the next guest that we would like to invite up here is also one such proud parent.
Yep, in fact, we have a very, very proud parent of one of the graduates here today, and we would like to invite Mr. Robert Yap Min Choi, Chairman and Executive Director, Y3 Technologies and ASEAN Business Advisory Council member, up on stage. Mr. Robert Yap, please.
Good afternoon. Vice Provost, Founding Dean Steve Miller, our newly appointed Dean, Professor Pang Hui Hua, faculty members of SIS, the graduates from the class of 2016, parents, friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is a momentous and a special day, and one that I've waited for a long time. So I want to say thank you, Steve, for remembering and mailing out the invite. And as I deliver this afternoon's speech, my thoughts and my feelings are quite mixed, as I'm putting on several different hats. My first hat, as a proud parent, that my daughter is amongst the graduating class of 2016. Can I just say she looks amazingly dazzling and beautiful. And lest I be cast away as being biased, all the graduates here today look amazingly charming, handsome, and beautiful. My second hat as the chairman of the School of Information System Advisory Board and serving alongside my friend and my colleague, Professor Steve Miller, who only recently stepped down as the founding dean of SIS. Steve, can I say, it has been a privilege and an honor to have worked and partnered with you for over the past 12 years at the advisory board. Thank you. My third hat as a business leader, where I'm both privileged and humbled to play a part and contribute towards this great city-state of Singapore, and further offshore, which is the most exciting region in the world, here in ASEAN. In August of 2003, SIS started with a grand total of 93 students as a pioneer intake. Humble beginnings, but in just over 12 years, SIS has produced close to 2,000 degree holders and over 500 postgraduates. This is a rare feat, an amazing accomplishment when you consider what Professor Steve Miller has mentioned in his earlier address, that the Singapore Management University created from ground up a school with real depth in computing and information technology. Whilst I was the president at DFS and part of the LVMH group, I had the opportunity of exchanging views with many business leaders from varied industry sectors, including major banks, retailers, technology companies, and even international executive search firms about our SMU graduates. Would you like to know what is the one main theme that came consistently throughout with all these things that I got fed back? The one consistent theme that resonates well with our SIS graduates is this fact: they are highly sought after. This has been one of the key goals of our school right here from the onset, which is industry recognition. We don't do this often enough, but today, on this very special occasion, and with the backdrop of the apex leadership transition between Professor Steve Miller, the founding dean, and Professor Pang Hui Hua, our new SIS dean, we need to pause and we need to celebrate the success of the School of Information System for the past 13 years. Steve, as the founding dean, for all your dedication, commitment, and sheer hard work, for your wisdom, your courage, and dare to be different, for your empathy and genuine care for our students, on behalf of every person here this afternoon, and as the chairman of the advisory board, and as a Singaporean, may I sincerely thank you and collectively recognize you for all the accomplishment, achievements, and having raised a world-class computing IT school here in Singapore. Can I ask you all to join with me and say thank you to Steve? And now let me address the graduate class of 2016 here. Someone told me on the way in, and I will protect his identity, that SIS no longer means sleeping in school. From here onwards, it gets better. Going forward, it means sleeping in subway stations. Okay, relax. Parents, boyfriends, girlfriends, I'm just kidding. In 2013, I met one of the most remarkable persons to have ever joined DFS internship program, and he was from SMU SIS. He was into his third year, hailed a perfect 4.0 GPA, and even had an IT side business that was already chalking up revenues close to what my senior directors and vice presidents were earning. In my curiosity, I asked him, why did he choose DFS? And the answer I received was both inspiring and yet humbling. He was there to learn, and to learn from failures as well as successes. It sounded very odd, but what he did not verbally express or articulate, I saw it in the fabric of this young man, which I admire. And they are, 1, being genuine and authentic. 2, that setbacks are never failures. And 3, courage to be different and live above that level of mediocrity. And 4, always to have the humility to always learn and be taught. These are leadership qualities that last a lifetime. And the same leadership qualities are the ones that separate the best even amongst leaders and management. And in your pursuit of career goals, there is so much buzz around the concept of work-life balance, but very little is said about a balanced life. Both concepts and ideals are simple to understand and straightforward, yet profoundly difficult to do and to achieve. In closing, allow me to give you a profile of an SMU SIS graduate and what are the amazing strengths of our students. Make no mistake, the IT industry has the very best and brightest, young and professional in this room today, all of you. And whilst the university has been proud to recognize this strength and notable differentiators in tandem with this strength, it is crucial that the balance serves to bring out the best in all of us. So I'd like to speak to the graduates. This is the heart of the university's wish list. Whilst our graduates are outspoken in communication and conduct, we hope balance comes with deeds and actions that are honorable and respectful. Whilst our graduates are globally recognized as professionally confident and self-assured, we hope the balance to keep pride and ego in check is always present. Whilst our graduates are known to be the greatest of team players and yet competitive in mindset, we hope individually each person is balanced with empathy, kindness, and always helping others to catch up. Whilst our graduates are hardworking, results-driven, and high performers, we hope they will always remember to balance and embrace the philosophy of work to live and not live to work, because your family, your friends, and health matters. And whilst our graduates are the most polished, good-looking, and well-groomed, we trust that their heads are always well-balanced with this fact. Don't ever let it get to your head, because the wisdom of Korean dramas would have told you there's always someone better looking elsewhere. I know many of you are quietly glad that this guy giving the speech will not succumb to any further temptation of telling personal, boring war stories or the 25 steps towards a great career. I know. But that said, and in closing, I will share this with you. Your work life can be exacting, which turns speed bumps and roadblocks along the way. I can absolutely guarantee you this: there are going to be days when job disillusionment will kick in, if that hasn't already happened. Days when office politics, stress, and workload cannot get any worse. Days when your immediate boss is really a vampire, or your office colleagues are behaving more like zombies than friends. Here's the good news. Firstly, do not lose heart, and no need to rush out to read Sun Tzu Art of War just yet. If there's anything from my speech this afternoon, this is a takeaway. My greatest day in my working life was the very first day I received a paycheck. And the thought that no matter how bad a day or a week turns out, someone was actually paying me $2,000 for all the crazy hard times and occasionally almost doing nothing for the entire month. That is the ultimate comeback. You are our future leaders and captains of the industry. Stay in growth mode. Every now and then, intentionally disrupt your path, focus on positive change in your life, and keep reinventing yourself. At one CEO leadership conference several years back, I was asked a very strange and rather weird question. The person asked, "So Robert, how many times should a high-performing CEO reinvent himself in a lifetime?" I thought it was a trick question at first, but then reflected and gave this reply, which has been my own personal journey. I said this to the CEO in the room: one major enhancement every 12 months, and one major version upgrade every 5 years. This will be another topic for another day. And so finally, to close, can I wish you to enjoy your journey, get out there, and make SMU in Singapore proud. To everyone this evening, and especially to the SIS graduate, the class of 2016, congratulations, and I wish you every success and great happiness in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert Yap, for that really, really great speech and for reminding me that no matter how handsome I can be, there's always another Korean person who's more handsome than me.
Like you're handsome.
Well, but never mind. Thank you so much, and we'd like to invite you to stay on stage to give away some prizes.
Yep, we'll be presenting this award to the rest of the top performers from the graduating BSc ISM class. First up, we have the Singapore Computer Society SCS Best Final Year Student Award. It will go to Heng Yusan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Heng Yu-san.
In fact, she won the Best Third Year Student Award last year, Martin.
Yep, and she also told you to shift your logo 3 pixels to the left at 4 a.m. in the morning.
That's why she's the best student. Huh? Next up, we have the SIS Future Information Technology Leader Award, which will go to Fabian Wong Hong Yuan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fabian Wong. Thank you so much, Mr. Yap. We'd like to invite you back to your seat. Once again, a big round of applause to all the winners here today. You know, Yisheng, seeing all our batchmates graduate, it is both, and winning all these awards, it's really an unreal experience to me. It's like we're all being released into the world after being caged by education for so long, and now it's like, whew.
Yeah, we survived a lot. We survived Meta Camp, we survived, oh God, we survived FYP, we survived Yao Leong. We survived many interesting questions from our batchmates like, what's your GPA? But yeah, we survived all that. We've been through all that. Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's really quite, I somehow can relate to the parents. I've seen everybody here, all my batchmates grow across 4 years as well. I've seen you start out looking very blur to actually, you know, beating Liao Leong in drunken coding, interning at DFS as a year 3, and also, now you're going over to Goldman Sachs. That's just truly incredible.
And what about you? Fantastic at marketing, right now finding your own job right now.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. We really come from all walks of life and we just gather here today at SIS. And I just find it to be a really big experience right now, huge nostalgia.
Well, but some people here today have already walked on this journey ahead, faster than us, earlier than us.
Yes, in fact, we would like to invite her up on stage.
And we would like to invite her to give her wisdom and advice. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a big round of applause as we invite Miss Kor Lee Wen Leona up on stage. Miss Kor Lee Wen, please.
Good evening, friends, family of friends, professors, and distinguished guests. I'm Leona Kor from the MITB graduating class of 2016, and I'm honored to be standing here today to present the parting message. When I graduated from the National University of Singapore with a Bachelor of Computing in 2003, I aspired to be a business analyst for a mission-critical application. Working for a company delivering software solutions, I was in a project tasked to implement a solution for Citi to track its IT inventory regionally. When Citi hired me to maintain the same application, I thought it was a big step towards my dream job. What I didn't know was a bank is a big organization with different business groups, and being green, I actually didn't know which part of the bank I was going to join. Fast forward 2 years, I learned that I am part of the bank's infrastructure group, supporting the backbone of its business. Although Citi had career mobility programs, crossing over to another business group was not as easy as I thought. The missing piece was the domain knowledge, and I know I needed to do something to bridge the gap between myself and where I want to be. Coincidentally, MITB came to Citi to do a roadshow during that time, and I was already eager to join. But there were already other life priorities in place in the pipeline. So 3 years ago, I decided that it was time for me to go back to school. But my family dynamics had changed. I am now married with 2 young children, but I got support from my husband, my mother-in-law, who is the main caregiver of my children, and my manager at work. I must be a very blessed person, because all of these key people in my life gave me full support and blessings to go ahead without hesitation. My manager was so supportive of me, she encouraged me to apply for Citi's sponsorship. In doing so, she had additional paperwork to do every year over the next few years, but she did it ever so willingly on top of her daily work. I am truly very grateful towards her for where I am today. So 10 years after I graduated from NUS, I was back in school again, this time with SMU. There were mixed feelings of apprehension and excitement. The first seminar was the compulsory Banking Processes and Products module, where we were introduced to SMU's Unified Banking Process Framework. And I remember telling myself that that was what anyone should have known prior to joining the bank. It was a telling indicator on the program's relevance to the financial industry. And true enough, in the months that followed, through seminars and talks by experienced industry speakers, I formed perspectives of what other parts of the banks are doing and what they need, where the trends were going. I began to appreciate the other operational aspects of the bank. I am currently with Citi's Software Asset Management Group, responsible for software licensing and compliance for Asia Pacific. Sourcing, outsourcing, compliance, vendor management, operational risk management, and analytics are what I have learned and are able to apply on a normal working day. It is a role that deviates from my original plan, but it is where I like to be right now. Professionally, the program has widened my perspectives and sensitivity to topics related to banking as an industry. Personally, I have made friends who make the whole course memorable. Many of us have family and work commitments. I am blessed to have met people who understand these commitments, share the same values and professional ethics. Indeed, effective time management during outside of class hours, outside of class meetings, and mutual understanding is the unspoken show of support that we have for each other, because we know that for every hour that we spend together, we are missing an hour with our family. I have 2 young children, both boys. This year, they are in primary 1 and kindergarten 1 respectively. In the past 2 years, there had been times when they needed me at bedtime, but I was not there. There were also times when they wanted me to pick them up from childcare, but I couldn't, and times where we couldn't go to where we wanted to be because of course commitments on a Saturday afternoon. It sounded like I missed a lot, but if you think about it, it was only 2 days in a week. And I like to think that although I was not with them, I have imparted some very important life lessons that will take them through life's challenges. I believe that education has an important place in their hearts, and they know the correlation between the choices that they make and the outcomes. I believe that I have shown to them that learning is a lifelong process. More importantly, I believe my husband has shown to them how he supports my goals through his actions and how they can do the same for their family many years from now. For me, receiving my master's degree with my children witnessing this event today has more meaning than getting my bachelor's 13 years ago. I believe most of my friends here feel the same. With this, I encourage all working mothers and working mothers-to-be to pursue your dreams. Do not let apprehension and uncertainty be your reason for not trying. My friends, colleagues, and professors, thank you for the wonderful 2 years. We came together because of MITB, and today we signed off this important event in our lives and say goodbye. But we all know we are still connected as the SMU MITB alumni, and on social media, of course. So today is hardly a real goodbye. We will surely meet again. Lastly, I would like to take this opportunity to say some words to my boys who are present today. Hanrei, Hanyi, I have demonstrated to you how I get to my goal. It is your turn to show me how you are going to get to yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Leona.
Thank you so much, Leona, for that very, very nice speech that she offered.
Truly, learning is a lifelong experience, and it will not end with this ceremony.
Yep. Well, next up, we're going to have a speech by someone whom is very dear to our hearts.
We have many fond memories of him, and I'm sure he has made many fond memories in SIS as well.
Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure this guy has made a very pretty memory. One about this high, red hair, a bit tan skin. Yeah.
Maybe you will move as fast as Leona did. You know? Yeah. Truly, SIS is a family.
Yeah, and it's truly a family. In fact, one of my first experience with him was all the way at the starting of the Metamorphosis camp, which is actually like a freshman orientation camp for the SIS students. And he showed me just how manly and how intelligent and how fast he was with his quick reactions here and there.
Yeah, doing a pitch of him. But honestly, my first experience of him was during SISS, when we went through really hard times, planning many events together, when all of us were on the brink, exhausted. He was always there. He's like a rock. And I'm very, very proud to bring him up on stage. He's none other than our valedictorian, Kong Yuning.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for our valedictorian of 2016, Kong Yuning. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Ishan and Martin, for your very, very warm welcome. So, good afternoon, distinguished guests, professors and faculty members, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Class of 2016, thank you so much for giving me the privilege to represent all of you today on this podium. To start off, I would like to say congratulations, Class of 2016. We have come a long way from being the wide-eyed juniors marveling at our first successful line of 4 loop to the now accomplished seniors that stand here today. Give yourself a warm round of applause. But this achievement today is not just ours to own. As they say, it takes a village to raise a child. In this case, our village comprised of two very special groups of people. First and foremost, the SIS faculty. The SIS faculty is comprised of many unique people. I mean, this is the only place where you can get a dean who is also a chronic stripper at the same time. However, on a more serious note, having studied in other universities locally and overseas, I must say that the SIS faculty is really world-class, and we would not have gotten this far without your guidance. So thank you very much. Needless to say, our parents all played a very important role in our formative years. They brought us to where we are today, and that's why we brought them here today. So give them your warmest thanks and keep them close to you forever. Personally, I would also like to extend my appreciation to the DBS Bank for conferring me with this prestigious award. I would also like to thank my mentor, Mr. Lee Yao Leong, for guiding me throughout these 4 years. And to my dear friends and my girlfriend that have stood by me these 4 years, I sincerely thank you all as well. Actually, just before that, everyone was badgering me to propose, but I shall not do it here. No, not here. Last but not least, I would also like to thank my parents, who are the heroes of my life. So when I was told that I'm required to make a speech as representative of the class of 2016, I was pretty stumped because I'm personally not a very funny person, and I'm hard-pressed to think up of advice that I can offer to a room of bright graduates. So today, I'll just be sharing 2 personal lessons which I've learned throughout my stint in SIS, which I hope can be relevant to you all. Now, 4 years ago, before the official start at SIS students, all of us were required to undergo a Java enrichment program, which is known as SL110. Back then, I just came out from the Air Force, having served as an officer. I was young, fresh, burning with vigor to learn, and a tad pompous maybe. Now, we were all randomly sorted into different classes, and it was where we had our first brush with the programming language, Java. Inside my class, there was this young girl from Poly who, much to my annoyance, was chattering loudly in class. I was further incensed by some of the remarks she made. For example, "Oh, I learned this in Poly." Instantly, my mind had categorized her as one of those lazy, inattentive, know-it-all that had no interest in learning whatsoever. I remember silently praying to myself, hoping that I would never have to work with her in a project group. But alas, life sometimes just has a very funny way of panning out. To my horrors and horrors, we were actually in the same class for our IS 101 in the first semester of our year 1. Best of all, we were actually grouped together for the project work. So you can imagine I wasn't very happy about it, and I wasn't exactly very nice to either, which made her dislike me as well. But after working with her for a while, I soon came to realize that I made my judgment too early. Instead of the lazy and inattentive person I expected, I soon found that I was working with someone who was responsible, meticulous, and had high standards. And that totally changed my perspective of her. In fact, my perspective of her changed so much that today she's sitting here not just as a graduate, but also as my girlfriend as well. So the moral of the story is this: always be humble and delay your judgment. You can never truly judge a person purely based on just first impression. And this will be highly relevant to us all as we embark on our careers. We'll be faced with many new and interesting people, and you never know, sometimes the person which you may dislike may end up being your boss or even your future spouse. So delaying judgment in this case can mean the difference between making an unnecessary enemy or forging a bond with someone. And this brings me to my next point on teamwork. Now, there are many things to dislike about having to work in a team. I'm sure all of us have faced that problem where we have to tank projects. So we had some harrowing experience on teamwork that's gone bad. The hassle of coordinating and conflicting views are just some of the problems to dislike about teamwork. Yet, 4 years of working on projects with different people in different groups has taught me a humbling and profound lesson. And this lesson can be best captured by an African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. True to this saying, the most amazing projects I've come across in SMU are the ones that come from teams that make an effort to gel and work well together. And very interestingly, these teams are not made out of people with super GPA. but rather they all have a diverse makeup with each member specializing in a unique skills that complements the overall team. So simply put, if you want to go far, celebrate diversity and good teamwork. Now, as we progress in our careers, many of us will become wildly successful by our own or the society's standards. And when that happens, I implore you all, my fellow friends, to never forget that we are where we are today because we had the support of so many people along the way. Let us all have the humility to accept that not everything happened to us was because of how smart or how good we are, but because we had a lot of help. And so, the right thing to do then is to pass on the favor. 4 years ago, we all came from all walks of life to SIS for various reasons. In these 4 years, we toyed, we endured sleepless nights in school, we forged bonds, and we had tons of fun. Now as we part, we'll all be beginning a new chapter of our story. But before that, I shall humbly set a collective goal for the class of 2016. Let us do something useful and worthwhile of our education, and let us give back to whomever we owe it to. Congratulations once again for graduating.
Thank you, Yuning, for that speech. I like your recovery at the middle of it.
Well, thank you so much again, Kong Yuning, for that very big and very nice speech. Ladies and gentlemen, your valedictorian, Kong Yuning. Please give him a big round of applause. Well, coming up next, this guy said he'll be back on stage for another speech.
Yeah, I remember the first time we came in, we met him and we were very attracted by his, he just laid it bare in front of all of us, you know, he's just...
Yeah, his personality was so raw and naked, if you get what I mean. And he was kind of addressed by Kong Yuning just now.
Yeah, so let us give it up for our founding dean, Professor Stephen Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Stephen Miller.
Thank you, everyone. I'd like to thank our guests for coming and setting aside the time. They're hugely busy people, but they made the commitment to come here, and I thank them for that. Thanks Ace Kuhn from IDA, the Assistant Chief Executive, and thanks Robert, and thank you to our faculty and our new Dean of the School of Information Systems, Peng Wei Hua. All right. There are 4 things I would like you to remember about the SMU School of Information Systems. We surprised people. We engaged people. We helped people. We changed people. So let me take the first point. We surprised people. So some of you might not know that at the outset of 2003, when we started SIS, and over those first 3, 5, 6 years, I met many external people from the Singapore business community, from different parts of the Singapore government, excluding IDA, from the local and international R&D communities, from the academic communities, and they thought it was curious that a place with the name like Singapore Management University would attempt to create a school with real depth in computing and IT. Frankly speaking, many of these people did not believe it would be possible to do so. But we did it. We created this strong computing and IT capability within SIS, and we creatively niched it to work well within the SMU setting, to work well within the Singapore environment. We combined computing and management and social issues in clever, practical, intellectually, and academically interesting ways. Then we went on and we eventually embedded ourselves in the national efforts related to analytics, cybersecurity, urban management, aging in place, AI-based smart decision support systems. And we did so to a far greater extent than anyone in those early days thought possible. And this has added a great deal to the Singapore Infocom ecosystem. Now, given SMU's name and positioning, it's not a surprise to most people that the university was able to strengthen and achieve excellence in the 5 other schools related to the various aspects of management, social science, and the related professions. Now, this required a tremendous amount of work and certainly was not to be taken for granted, but after all, it was the key thing the university was designed to do. But it really was a surprise to most external people, both in Singapore and internationally, that we were able to achieve the capabilities and ecosystems we have created in our selected areas of computing, IT, and information systems. These 13+ years of getting SIS underway gives all of us who have been part of this effort the ability to relate to our national kindred spirit of overcoming the odds in pursuit of an important cause and surprising people with what can be achieved. The second point, we engaged people. We proactively reached out beyond the boundaries of the university, and we engaged industry, government, and the community. Now, SIS as a whole was doing this, and we benefited from the overall SMU effort in their active external engagement. And we did this within our own space of integrating IT with business, both in private sector settings, public sector settings, and in social and people sector settings. External people liked the way we proactively engaged with the Singaporean community. In those early years, we were often told that our enthusiasm for engaging with the various sectors of the external Singapore community was a breath of fresh air from the university sector, and especially from the IT space. So those relationships and partnerships built through this external outreach and engagement provided a lot of opportunity for our students, our staff, and our faculty. The third point, we helped people. Our education programs have helped our students in big ways. The external world knows that the SIS environment produces bachelor's grads who are hardworking, spirited, determined, and resilient. And our students have a reputation for being can-do people who can and do get things done. And of course, they have the skills and mindset to use IT in business and organizational settings in innovative and relevant ways. And now there are about 2,000 of you bachelor's undergrads, 1,988 to be exact, who have graduated from our SIS undergraduate program, and we have helped them to develop in the ways just mentioned. Beyond that, as has already been alluded to, our education programs have helped a growing number of postgraduate students as well through MITB, through our research-based masters, our PhD. We now have about 500 postgraduate students, 450 of which are MITB, and then the nearly 50 or so who are our PhD and our postgraduate masters. So we've helped all of our post-grad professional students and post-grad research students develop along personal and professional dimensions. And then beyond helping our students, there are the hundreds of external organizations and perhaps thousands of external people who've benefited over the years through our project partnerships, through our capstone projects, through our many external project partnerships, through our centers and labs. We've created information systems. We've performed IT analysis or cybersecurity analysis or analytics work, and that's really helped a large number of external partners and collaborators. We've changed people, the fourth part. The SIS environment and culture really has changed our students. Now, this goes beyond the obvious aspects of what they came to know and the IT and other professional or research skills they acquired. Our environment and culture changed our students in more fundamental and important ways. It changed their understanding of how to collaborate with one another and how an effective and disciplined team could do things way beyond what any one person could do. It changed their sense of what learning to learn really means. The phrase is not just a marketing slogan for the school. The phrase represents an attitude, a way of being, a tangible practice for how to do it, how to learn, how to learn. There are so many examples where our students have come back to us and shared their SIS experience fundamentally changed their own personal belief of what they were capable of doing and accomplishing. SIS changed them by enabling them and perhaps even forcing them to discover that they could realize and achieve more than they thought was possible for them to do. And that's the thing you really need to take from this school. And I think our environment and the way we work has changed our staff and our faculty as well. This change agent role and change agent spirit of SIS has radiated outward throughout Singapore and beyond. The mechanisms have been through our student projects, our community events and engagement, our R&D projects, our many deployments of systems, and all of the informal and project-based ways our professional staff, faculty, and students have interacted with companies, public sector, and social sector. In conclusion, SIS has done all the things an academic unit must do. We created strong and innovative education programs at the undergraduate level, the postgraduate level. We developed strong research capability. We established ourselves within the international academic disciplines, subdisciplines that we targeted, both through our academic publishing, through our technology and analysis capability, and through what we have been able to demonstrate and deliver. It's very important that we have worked ourselves into Singapore's national fabric of R&D initiatives and human capital initiatives in areas that we have already mentioned: analytics, cybersecurity, urban management, aging in place, fintech, Internet of Things, smart systems, smart nation. But aside from that, what I would like for all of us to remember about the founding years of SIS are these four things. We surprised people, we engaged people, we helped people, we changed people. So take what you have learned, take the experience that you have, take that base of working with Infocom, working with technology, combining it with all the other people-centric parts and experiences that are SMU. Use it to surprise people, but in constructive and delightful ways. Use it to engage people, to help people, and be part of the change. Be part of the change of the country, the organization, the culture, and your own self. Thanks to all of you for being part of this. Thanks to SMU and to Singapore for giving me the opportunity as the founding dean. And to our new dean, Pang Wee Wah, we're here to help and support you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Stephen Miller, for your final remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, parents, it is the moment you all have been waiting for. I see some parents just like, yes, finally. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now, we just like to remind you some friendly house reminders. Parents, no matter how professional you are as a photographer, please do not stand up and distract your kids with your flash photography. We have two very lovely photographers right here who will take official photographs for you. If you distract, then your eyes turn, then the eyes sengit, then look like lazy eye.
They look like Martin.
Don't blame SIS, okay? Also, students, no selfies on stage. We want to do this quick and get this over because your parents are getting hungry already. So, without further ado, we would like to invite the two speakers for today up on stage, and also Professor Stephen Miller to help distribute these scrolls for today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Mr. Lee Wee Leong and Professor Swapna Gotipati up on stage.
The Dean will now present the degree scrolls to the Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems graduates.
Test. We're now awarding the Doctor of Philosophy in Information System Liu Jun, Lo Sui Won, Cheng Ziyong,
Karthik Muralidharan,
We are now awarding the Masters of Applied Information System. Su Yong Jie, Gensus. Lim Chui Yong. Qiu Wen-si. Tian Xian Cai. We are now awarding the Masters of Information Technology in Business. Ko Li Wen Leona.
Wan Sai Cheong, David Raymond,
Song Su Fang. Shen Shi. Ji Xiaoqi. Zhou Ying.
Budi Vinarto, Ricky Andrian Gunadi, Andrian Resmonda,
Daniel Tan. Zheng Pei Ren. Michael Ng Wai Ting. Gao Boyuan. Chan Chong Wei. Wu Hong Hong.
Aravind Rangesh Anasuya,
Chu Shao Ying. Lin Qian Ru, Lindy. This is the one, the special one.
Balakrishnan, son of Jagadish, Masters of Information Technology in Business, Bachelor of Science Information Systems, cum laude. Kaslinkar Atul Anil,
Wong Qing Hui.
Burwell Arthur Knight,
Shu San,
Vratika Agarwal. Himangi Dingre.
Jia Jing, Tan Heng Chun Melvin, Zhuang Xin Min, Robin Jen, Gibson Tan,
Chinmay Koshatwar. Reena Subudhi.
Jiang Hui Wen, Liu Bo Wen, Liang Tian, Li Zhi,
Rohit Rastogi. Srikanth Kaditota. Arun Ilangovan. Shilpa Jain. Nag Aditya. Sharavana Kumar Shenmuganathan.
Chen Xiao,
Shruti Menon. Rohan Manek. Aditi Rauhineya. Lokanathan Vignesh Lakshman Chandra. Venkatesh Dorairaj. Akshat Agarwal. Karan Malik. Sanjay Nadatur Madhavan. Roma Roy Chowdhury. Sweta Jagannathan.
Ma Chao, Li Xiangzhu, Wei Zixuan, Ye Chuchen, Liu Xiaoxi, 杜文慧、王瑞、王伟成、
Sudhanshu Srivatsav, Ravikiran Udatu, Srishti Agarwal, Srikant Dhanagopal, Kanika Nanda, Geetacharyan Ramachandran,
Wang Quan, 段小军、 Teo Pei Yen Yolanda,
Sparsh Singhal,
Li Yan, Zhang Chao, we're now awarding the Bachelors of Science Information Systems. Dennis Kwek Yin, Chan Yun Ru, Melvin Leong Wei Kang, Lim Jian Yen, cum laude. Leong Shijie Terence, cum laude. Liu Bingchen Benjamin, Leong Hoi Chuan, cum laude. Dan Jia Bao, cum laude. Ong Sun Heng Eric, Sarah Chan Yi Ray, Teo Hui Shan Tricia, Keith Ling Jia Min,
Chu Chak Yu,
Chin Wei Zhen Alvin,
Jenny Suandoyo,
Teo Sok Lee Michelle, Fu Chen Bi,
Lee Juan Ching Nicholas,
Lao Chen Ling, Tan Jia Le Jedediah, magna cum laude.
Kim Evangelista.
Zheng Bo Yang, magna cum laude.
In Chin Chaw.
Lee Jia Hong, Mark. Lim Yong Xiang, magna cum laude. Yap Wei Heng. Pek Zhu Chen. Wan Tak Long. Lee Xuan Lee, Cheryl Ann, cum laude.
Rohit Mishir, magna cum laude.
Tan Yu Yuan.
Siranjeevian, son of Gopal.
Yong Chin Wei, Sherman. Keith Tan Xiang Wei. Chester Chiu Wei Hong, cum laude. Lim Jin Yang, Leon, magna cum laude.
Wang Xian An.
Wong Jia Wei. Xiao Zihua. Ko Mei. Huan Yu Shan, cum laude. Hua Zixun, Darren, cum laude.
Hu Chun Chun.
Tan Jie Lin, Angeline. Li Cheng Yi. Leong Zhichong, cum laude. Ong Zhimin. Eng Yu Hui, magna cum laude. Gerald Lim Chen Yang. So Seng Chien, magna cum laude. Lao Shi Ting, Amable.
Ilian Elrica.
Ho Sun Hao. Ho Pi Fang. Lin Han Wen, ，Bernard Hoa Seng Wei, 宇哲，潘家敏，王进，松志 Eugene， 罗云苑 Benjamin， 诗浩，慈庆，梁培义，沙林chu Shu Lin，
Ang Guo Liang,
Chan Chen Ru, cum laude, 陈伟芳，蔡聪弟，严少红，尤伟King cum laude， 周宣义 cum laude， 丹威颂，Jonathan 劳家慧，欧冰厚 magna cum laude， ngô Jin Ta cum laude， Tê Khai Vân cum laude， Benjamin Peter Chia Simpson， Hao Yuan Andrea magna cum laude， Go Gi Gin Shen， Lô Chun Kit， Edwin Tan Sun Hong，
Wong Randy,
Lee Wee Ni， Christina So Bao Yi，
Noor Amira Binte Muhammad Noor,
Chi Zi Jin Adam， Clarice Ang Hui Ying， Gabriel Leong Jin Kang， 丹思应，
Ng Zijen Derek, cum laude.
Gabriel Bong Zhi Xiong.
Nguyen Lee Hong Nok.
Jocelyn Wee Chen Ting. Chan Su Jia. Yo Hui Yu. Chen Guo Rui.
Putri Farhan Bite Sugang. Noor Atika Binte Mohammad Razali.
Elaine Ng Yi Ling. Si Ting Chun. Go Chin Chai. Xue Liu Yi. Li Dan. Kang Jia Tong, cum laude. Dan Shiqi. Jasmine Ling Qianru. Hu Hui Ping. Ngao Wei Yi. Jocelyn Ng. Gladys Hong Zixuan. Marcus Hu Jin Hao. Xie Meng Yun. Li Xiang. Damon Ng Xuan Wei, magna cum laude.
Gwen An Min, cum laude.
Wang Qianhua, magna cum laude. Yen Ren Long. Calvin Ongo. Jonathan Lee Meng Chao. Sid Wei Zhong Brandon, magna cum laude. Jason Ko Jin Chiang. Sebastian Sim Wei Shen. Xiang, sorry. Li Jia Huan Amanda. Zhen Jia Dong, cum laude. Zhai Hao Xuan. Guo Yu Xing. Gerald Ng Kim Yap, Chan Wai Chin, Tae Yong Jie Sean, Daniel Go Ka Ho, Huang Jin Ming.
Muhammad Safiullah,
Kenneth Tan Chen Ming, Tan Wei Liang, Tan Yu Ling, Benedict Ho Jin Wei, Benjamin Wu Ping Wen, cum laude. Rachel Yap Chen Mei,
Nine Su A, A So,
Chilele So,
Yadanar Tin, So Miat Miat,
Kawi,
Trin Hip Thang Kwa, Thunder Wei Min, Situ Chaw,
Yuan Dino, Heng Kim Tan,
Pham Min Kwa, Nguyen Viet Huy, cum laude. Nguyen Thanh Bin,
Lee Chai Chan, Wei Wen Jing, Ma Chen Zhi, Cui Ling Tin, cum laude. Zhang An Nan, Zhen Yi Si, magna cum laude. Song Chen Yue, Zhang Deng Yu,
Cheryl Tay Shi Teng, Johanna Sahiana, Salomo Agus, Ricky Erawan, Theodorus Kenny Surjadi. Hosseina Petra Harsono.
Louis Teng Louis. Chester Cheong Wen Tan.
Farah Binte Mustafa. Siti Arina Binte Muhammad Ali. Devika Agarwal.
Gabriel Lo Jia Wen. Chan Si Hui, cum laude. David Kong Tuo. Ng Chi Ken, Joel. Tan Chi Yang, cum laude. Esther Lee Si Ying. Hun Cho Yi. Zhou Xian Wei, cum laude. Rodney Tan Kien Jin. Erwin. Roxanne Tan. Tan Jia Jun, Eldrick. Q Shi Kai, magna cum laude. Chen Fu Mei. Chi Mei Xuan. Chua Ming Xuan, cum laude.
Muhammad Noor Hakam bin Muhammad Kamsani.
Tan Gui Shi.
Soil He Ri.
Quack Yuan Yi. Stephanie Wong Lien Ting. Lee Xing Yi.
Ines Lim Che.
Li Jingyi.
Sim Pei Wen Jean.
Jared Tan Ming Fa. Ng Zhen Jie. Trisha Ko Ying Ying.
Lakman Hakmim bin Ab Rahman.
Ren Ming Ling. Huang Hee Sing. Song Hui Wen. Shi Xiaomeng. Give us upside down. Zoe Lee Xiu Jie. Darren Lim Fei Hong, cum laude. Lim Wei Yang. Calvin Leong Jia Wen.
Aditya Jain. Yashraj Abhira Jalota. Ishita Parbat. Prabhat Asim Divya. Pooja Tulsian. Akshat Agarwal.
Wong Chi Wen, cum laude. Lam Ki Wei, summa cum laude. Fabian Wong Hong Yuan, summa cum laude. Hong Yu Ning, summa cum laude.
Sulovna Sushant, summa cum laude.
Heng Yu San, summa cum laude. Lim Yi Shen, summa cum laude. Martin Chu Si Chiang.
I think that's it, right? I think that's it.
Test. Okay. So,
I love it, you know. Suma, 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 Martin.
you see, this is the perks of being an MC. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost near the end.
Yeah. But we always have a tradition, because Martin and I have been hosting commencements. And Martin always like to end commencement off on a poignant poem.
Yes, I do. So, ladies and gentlemen, just bear with me. This is a very original poem I wrote for the class of 2016. Always believe that you can fly. Always believe you can touch the sky. Think about it every night and day. Spread your wings and fly away. Always believe you can soar and see yourself running through that open door. Always believe you can fly, because I believe we can fly. Ladies and gentlemen, and with that, his name is Isheng.
His name is Martin.
And together we have
Graduation! So now that we have reached the end of the ceremony,
Yes.
I think we're all hungry, right?
We are very hungry. I see the parents around there behind me. I can hear, hey, I'm very hungry already. When can I eat? So we have some announcements here that I hid up my sleeve because I had to collect the cert. Okay. We have come to the end of the ceremony and would like to invite the graduates to remain seated and prepare for the group photo taking. Now, I have been pointed with a knife behind my back. Please be seated, graduates. Okay, don't stand up. While parents, we would now like to invite you to move over for some light refreshments at Nicole Hall, 1-3 at level 3. So
Yeah,
parents,
the naming convention, even though it's Nicole 1-3, it's at level 3. So don't go to level 1, there's nothing there. Level 3, just one level down.
don't go to Hall 404 because you cannot find anything there.
No.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Parents, please take your leave. Your kids will be joining you shortly after the photo taking session.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for all the parents that came down today to support you all.
Graduates, please remain seated.
Graduates, remain seated.
If not, Pui Xiang will come after me with a knife.
Yes, the faculty members have really, seriously. Okay,
Parents, thank you so much.
and now we have to facilitate the photo taking, so maybe we can start. Pui Xiang.
So, graduates, as the parents leave, do remain seated. There will be a couple of the faculty and the staff members who will give you directions. Until you're given the notice to move, please do not move.
Yep.
And once you're given a notice to, please come out in front, take your photo, then afterwards, just leave the hall and join your family members at Nicole 1-3. All right, as of now, please remain seated.
All right, so I think the first up, we're going to have the PhD with the dean and faculty members.